Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Tia Codes, where I aim to simplify everything tech for you as a beginner programmer. So today, very important video, especially for the beginners out there. So I'm going to teach you how to connect your HTML, CSS, JavaScript files, link them all together, test them using the live server extension on VS Code, and then also add custom fonts. And using the FontAwesome CDN, we're also going to get some icons on our web page. So for context, if you're a beginner programmer like me, it can be a little bit confusing how to get this all running. And if I was to teach myself coding again from the start, like we're talking never seen code before, I would start with this video and exactly the steps I'm going to show you, because basically this gives you the ability to test as you go. And if I was doing a crash course, watching a crash course on HTML, I would actually code along with the crash course as I go using VS Code. Okay, let's get started. I'll flip my camera around and talk you through all of the steps. Okay, so I've turned my camera around, just gonna put my hair up so we're a bit more comfortable, but let's get started. Okay, first step, very simple. Let's download VS Code. So I'll just start recording my screen so you can see everything. Okay, so you're just gonna search literally like VS Code and go to Visual Studio Code and then just click download for your operating system. So I'm running a Mac machine, I'm gonna download for Mac OS. Pretty simple. Okay, pause the video here if you haven't downloaded VS Code before. Alrighty, next, join with me in VS Code. I really should pin VS Code to my taskbar because I'm using it a lot and I keep losing it. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're going to go new folder, and this is just on our desktop, and let's rename it. We're going to rename it Tia Codes. Okay, then we're going to drop the folder into VS Code. It'll open it up automatically for you. Next, we're going to create our 3 files. So the first one, we're going to index.html. And when you click a .html or .js, it just is telling the computer or the programming editor what language you're using. So for HTML, you just go exclamation point and enter, and that will give you the boilerplate code. We'll talk through that in a little bit we'll talk through more of it in a second. Next, we're going to go the JavaScript file. So we're going to go main.js. And this is the names that everyone uses. Feel free to use your own names. I'll show you how to link different names in a second. And now we're going to go styles.css. Okay, so there's our 3 files, pretty simple. Alrighty, so let's link our CSS file first. So in the head section, which is all of the information related to your web page, not specifically in the content of your web page, we're going to go link, and the relationship is style sheet. You can embed your CSS code and your JS code directly into your HTML file, but I like to keep it quite organized and easy to read, given I'm still a beginner, so I like to do it separately. So we're going to go relationship, and then we're going to go href equals styles.css. So you'll see when you start typing, it'll come up, and then we're going to close that tag off. It is self-closing, so you don't need to add a link closing tag. And just to link our main.js. So basically just before the body tag ends, we're going to go link. Okay, and then we're going to go a source reference attribute, src equals main.js. And I want to show you, so basically if you right click on the file and go copy relative path, because this is in the same folder, you can use relative, but if you were storing your JavaScript file somewhere else for some reason, you can just go copy path. And link we are going to have to close off. Wow, fat fingers are really coming for me today. What is happening? Okay, why is body? Oh, it's thinking it's body. Okay, link. Cool. All right, so now let's test that all our files are working. So we're going to use the live server extension. So basically just search, so click in this building blocks and then go live server, and you're just going to click install and enable. Okay, going back to our HTML file. So I've saved everything, and we're just going to click in this bottom corner, go live. Okay, so you'll see this start to pop up. I'm just going to close off that second Visual Studio Code. Okay, so like I said, in the head section is everything related to the content in the web page, not the web page itself. So for example, let's go to your codes and you'll see this will change the tab header. Perfection. Okay, so we know that our HTML file is working, our live server extension is also working. Let's now test our other files. So we're going to create a heading. Remember, you can't style the text in the tab header. That would be weird. Maybe you can put it in italics. I don't know if you can. I'll need to check that in a different video. Okay, so I'm going to add a main heading and I'm just going to call it Tia's title. Okay, and then you'll see this, I'll click Control S and that will pop up on the web page. Let's check our CSS. So I'm going to target the heading and I'm just going to text align to center. Perfect. And you'll see how there's no dot on my other files? You'll see with the dot, that means you haven't saved the changes. So what I was finding when I was still beginning is basically I'd like edit something and then I would go to HTML and be like, why isn't it working? It's like, you just haven't saved the changes. So Control S is your best friend. All right, let's now check the JavaScript. So I'm just gonna go right click inspect and then you're gonna open up the console. So you'll see elements, just click console. And we're gonna go console log, the string, Tia, Control S. Okay, what's happening? No, I'm sure it's double quotes for JS. We're troubleshooting on the fly here. What's happening? Okay, Control S. Let's go back. Let's have a look. What have we done? Okay, so we've got our body tag. We've got our link tag with the source reference attribute as link. No, that's why. Awkward. Okay, so it's actually going to be script. Wow. Guys, making videos is making me nervous. So it's script in the body tag, not link. So there's a common mistake that some people might make, because I made it and I've been coding for weeks now. So link in the HTML file, script for the JS file. Okay, so you can see that Tia has now logged to the console. All right, next we're going to do the FontAwesome CDN. So CDN stands for Cloud Distributed Network, and basically just look up FontAwesome CDN, and basically you paste this into the head, which again is all of the information related to the document, not the document itself. So we're just going to paste, literally just go get embed code and just use this one on cdn.js. Okay. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to go to FontAwesome itself. And we're going to put some icons. So this is really helpful if you've got buttons or you've got different text, see like buttons like this, you can just add these icons in without having to add images and then probably you're converting the images to a different format. It's just a whole finagle situation that you want to avoid, or I found it pretty easy. I really love this animation, by the way, in the FontAwesome section. So cool with the hamburger, love that. Okay, search. Okay, now we're talking hamburger. I'm kind of get hungry, so I'm gonna go ice cream. Is there an ice cream icon? There is. Okay, so we're just gonna go, so at the moment we've got a title, so we're just gonna go put that in the nav, just to make our code a little better. So basically you'll have navigation bar at the top, and then we might have, let me just fix the formatting here. I'm changing things as I go. Okay, so we're gonna see nav. All right, next we're gonna add the icon into main. So we're just gonna go main. And let's add the icon in. So you'll see we're in HTML, so we're just literally going to copy this, copied, and we're going to paste it in our main section. And now you'll see it on our website. There's our little icon. Vibes. Okay, so that's how to put the icons in. Obviously, you'll need to do some CSS crash course. Maybe I should create a crash course myself now that I'm talking. But yeah, that's the icons. All right, let's do Google Fonts now. Okay, so I'm going to just search Google Fonts. And obviously there's some inbuilt fonts to most browsers, like sans serif is the common one. But let's look for one that I've been using quite a lot is Poppins. It's just like a more modern looking style. So we're in Google Fonts. We're just going to click on Poppins and we're going to click Get Font. Okay, so you can see I've been using other types of fonts, but Poppins. And basically what you want to do, if I just make this a little bit bigger so we can see it better. So what we want to do is get the embedded code. And what I like to do here is it comes with all of the options in terms of like, you just don't need all of these options because obviously in CSS you can bold, you can yada yada. So normally like I would just go regular 400 and then I might use semi-bold 600. And so you'll see we need to embed this code in our HTML to get this font, and then we can target our whole CSS file. And we only have added font weight 600 as in semi-bold 600 and 400. And for example, if you're going to add italics, you'll see there'll be another section for italic. Okay, so let's add the embedded code into our HTML file. So we're going to add it in the head, and normally you just add it below. So just drop this down and add it below your icon CDN. Okay, paste. Control S. And next let's have a look in our CSS. So you can see that it's called Poppins, and sure you can target all of that, but let's just do it manually for testing's sake. So I'm just going to drop this over to the right hand side so you can see. And next we're just going to go font family. Let me show you the changes so you can see as we swap it to Poppins. We're going to go Poppins. You don't need to add, if the font is one word, you don't need to add the not parentheses, quotation, single quotation marks, but I just like to. And then we're going to put comma. If Poppins is not available on the web browser, we're just going to go sans serif. Control S. Okay, so you can see that now we've got everything targeting as Poppins. Okay guys, so that's a wrap. I have now added the HTML, CSS and JavaScript files, linked them all, tested them all in VS Code's live extension, and we've also added a custom font via Google Fonts, and we've also done icons just to make your coding life easier as a beginner. So as always, let me know if this video has helped you as you embark on your coding journey like me. If you've got another way or a better way to do something, hit me up and I'll share it with my community. But much love to you all. I'll see you next time. Bye.